Hey, this is Notser, and this is Untitled. This week, I want to discuss the German destroyers, how the holidays went, and my new audio setup, or at the very least, what it will become. So, German destroyers. German destroyers came out, midweek last week, and all the content that all the community contributors gathered was completely irrelevant. They nerfed the hell out of their concealment while firing, and many of you suggested that this isn't a big deal, Notser. You don't play the game any differently. Well, you are free to try it. Go extremely aggressive, like an American destroyer. Be very gun-focused and send your torpedoes whenever you have an opportunity, right? Yeah, that's not going to work. It's just too easy to see you, too easy to hit you, too easy to kill you. And I was trying to relay to the stream and to the YouTube comments over the course of about a week now that torpedoes first, guns only when you can absolutely guarantee that you will kill something, light them on fire, or damage them incredibly for the trading aspect of it. And you're not going to risk the ship. Maybe you're behind an island, maybe you're in smoke. You have to be very careful. Not exactly what I tested. The German destroyers have been pretty fun for me. I haven't had really a big problem after I've really identified what you need to accomplish in your German destroyer. And I have great games that I can share. I just don't want to overload you with the same sort of ship. We will run into those games again where the German destroyer gets the carry. Maybe it's the Maas Ernst T-22, which people were joking. Oh, you mean the tank? Yeah. The Tugboat. It's an ugly, ugly ship. It has a weird name, but it can work if you play it correctly. Torpedoes first, guns second. And I was pretty satisfied with that. I'm not someone who feels like, oh, they need changes. I don't think they need changes. I just think people need to try and play them to their strengths. And yes, their guns might appear to be good, but that concealment while firing is a huge negative to the ability of the ship to survive. And if you die, you can't do damage. I know that you just blew my mind, but you have to survive in order to do damage. Now, that's all well and good, Notser. What has the holiday been for you? How has it been? Well, Christmas was yesterday. I was streaming on Christmas, and some of you were going, streaming on Christmas? Why would you stream on Christmas? Well, I wanted to stream on Friday, but my internet upload specifically was completely shot. Could not do anything. Absolutely nothing. And it was a big deal. It was a really big deal. So I was like, you know what? This is all right. Comcast will surely, and that's my internet service provider, Comcast will surely fix it. No, they didn't. And then I was going to make up the day by streaming on Christmas Eve. Oh no, silly, you're just ridiculous. Couldn't fix it either. All of a sudden, at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night on Christmas Eve, it was fixed. So I could indeed stream on Christmas. And even Christmas Day, I was going, oh man, I'm just tired. I just want to take a break, right? But I just went with it. I streamed. People were so kind. There were a bunch of gifts that I wanted to open on stream, and appreciate people for sending them my way. It means a lot to me. I'm glad that you get enjoyment out of the content. I'm glad you learn from the content. That's the goal. And everyone was really pleasant. We had a great time. It seemed like we covered a lot of content that people wanted to see, but, you know, there's only so much time in the day to stream, of course, and I can't play every ship that everyone wants to see. I'm sorry. I do need to revisit the Soviet destroyer line. I need to revisit the Soviet cruiser line. I need to revisit the American cruiser line. There's so many lines I need to revisit, and I will. But that's not all that happened in the holiday. There's also campaigns. There are little containers that you can earn as well or pay for. The containers are pretty awesome. I think I have like 1,000 Zulu flags and 1,000 of the free XP flags. It's pretty ridiculous. Tons of camo, tons of everything, and the investment is really small for me. You can invest $20 and get your 20 containers. You can also get ships They probably messed with something, maybe the algorithm is a little too forgiving or rewarding. It's probably not supposed to get like 8 or 10 ships, but they're making money. What's wrong with that? One thing that is wrong with that is the lack of the campaign for the Graf Spee on the European. And I know people have talked about it, and I don't want to talk too much about it. I just want people to understand exactly what they're missing out on, or what's the big deal. There's plenty of campaign. The campaign is supposed to be something fun. Maybe you focus on one thing, you customize your progression, you eventually get rewards. They're not a lot of rewards, but you always have something you can do, right? You can choose a path, choose a way to play. It's kind of fun. I like it in World of Tanks, where you can earn tanks. Granted, I'm pretty garbage at it, and it kind of requires a platoon at times, but I still enjoy it. And I think it should always be on the table for people. Now, as far as the rewards are concerned, you will be able, if you are in any region but European, I'm sorry guys, I just really feel bad for you, you'll have access to earning the premium camo for the Tirpitz and the Graf Spee. Now, I believe you have to have the ship in your inventory for that to be eligible, so make sure if you want to buy the Tirpitz. I don't even think you can start the campaign unless you have the Graf Spee. I'm not 100% on that. But make sure you've got the Tirpitz before you get to the point where you can earn it, because I don't think it's given to you retroactively. You have to have the ship in your inventory to get it, and I think it gives you a little bit more reward. It's a premium camo that gives you a little bit more reward, and it looks like New Year's or whatever. It's not a big deal when you consider it's probably worth, what, $10 US dollars. And you're probably not going to play them that much. There's a bonus to participate in it on, I believe, America, Russia, and Southeast Asia, where you can get access to tier 6s. They just give you the tier 6s. It's just free credits. I mean, it's 2 to 5 million, right? Something like that. They're not really that expensive, but it's the thought that counts, right? It just says to me that the developer is more interested in my joy than maximizing their profit margin. They could easily not give those tier 6 outs. They could easily not have a campaign that offered a chance. Now, it's a slim window, but it's going to offer a chance to get the camouflage. I like that. Maybe I'm going to be more willing to spend money because the developer leaned towards giving maybe too much reward versus too little. Blizzard gave out free loot boxes, which are basically containers, and they didn't have to do that, but they did it. These guys don't have to do this, but they do it. That's why you choose a developer over other developers. There's so many developers out there, so many games, where it almost comes off as you're lucky that you can even play this game or participate in it. We might as well just ban you right now, or you don't deserve anything from us. It's just, it really comes off as all about the money. And if it comes off as all about money, it's going to lose the magic. It's not going to have the right direction. I do think that maybe wargaming in general leans farther towards income than Blizzard. But even Blizzard has some unfair things, like $30 character transfer, something like ridiculous cost. They sell mounts that are $40, and usually those mounts are free. It's just the world we're moving towards, where a significant part of the content is behind a paywall after spending money on the game itself or whatever. Obviously, I support you guys in Europe. I have a lot of Europeans that watch. I wish that you could participate in this mission. I will try and be as respectful to any wargaming employee that listens, and I just want you to understand. Please don't limit the experience of a region. Allow them to experience the same game, the same potential They don't need to do it. Just allow them the choice to do it. It's like your neighbor getting something and you both went to the same competition or whatever, you know. It doesn't make any sense why this person got it and you didn't get it. You were doing the exact same thing. You tried your hardest and you just chosen not to get it. That's just... Nobody likes that. It's never been liked in the history of humanity. So why would you like it now? Just because you're a different region? Yeah. Nobody's gonna like that. Now, finally, I want to talk about my mixer really quick. Well, my audio setup. So, for a long time, I basically had 2 separate PCs since I've gotten the 2 PC setup, and the audio has been separate. I've been swapping in and out. It's been pretty awkward. No longer. They are fully connected. I can adjust the volume for each PC. I can change the bass, the treble, all these little tweaks that just clean up the audio and make it sound better. And eventually, I'm ordering this right now, I'm getting an XLR microphone. That will allow me to compress on the fly so that I don't peak the volume and it doesn't get too low. It's more consistent for you. It will sound better. It will definitely be it'll be a better experience. And I'm really excited for all of that. I'm sorry I didn't do this earlier. If you are someone who is trying to do a similar setup, multiple PCs, you're trying to make sure you can stream or whatever, a mixer really is a huge improvement for control on the fly. You don't have to go into some software setting and change it. I'll be highlighting the microphone edition or the compression edition. You should hear it immediately whenever it comes online. I hope this was interesting. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.